Hello, I'm Alan, and welcome to today's edition of Alan's Biking Adventures. As you may be aware, I'm training for the Twin Lights ride on September 17th. I plan on doing the Century route, and so as a result, I'm starting to build up the distance, not only on my long rides, but on my daily rides as well. Today, the training plan calls for a 48-mile ride at the pace that I plan to ride the event at, which is probably going to end up being somewhere between 15 and 17 miles per hour. Last week, I did my long ride at about 16 miles an hour, which is probably what I'm shooting for today. I also have a question for my viewers out there. I'm considering changing the name of the channel from Alan's Biking Adventures to Alan's Cycling Adventures. The reason for that is because I think biking can also mean motorcycles, and I do want to help people who are searching for my channel to find something cycling related. So I'm curious what all of you think as to the potential name change. Be sure to leave your ideas or answers to that question in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy my videos, be sure to give this one a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. And if you do have any other questions, comments, suggestions, or ideas for future editions of Alan's Biking Adventures or Alan's Cycling Adventures, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Well, without further ado, let's ride. Today's ride ended up being a mix of all kinds of stuff. There was a little gravel, there were some busy roads, there were some rural roads. I saw some horses in a pasture. I went past an airport. Many of you already know that I have a background in aviation, so it was awfully tempting to stop at the airport, but then I would have cooled off too much and I wouldn't have gotten the same training effect as riding the entire ride complete as I did. So I chose not to stop at the airport, but that would have been fun. I might have even made for some good video. Anyway, there were some traffic circles, some busy traffic circles too. I ran into some traffic at one point. So it was an interesting ride, and it was a beautiful day. For those of you who like statistics, the temperature at the start of the ride was about 78 degrees. By the end, it was 85 degrees. The wind was out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Normally, the wind is out of the west or the northwest or something like that, and I end up with a headwind going out and a tailwind coming back. Today was just the opposite. I had a tailwind going out and had a headwind coming back, but it was only 7 miles per hour, so it wasn't too bad. I had set out to do a 48-mile ride. The ride itself ended up being 49.89 miles. The last time I recorded this route, I called it a 50-mile ride. But on that particular day, I made a wrong turn, ended up on a divided highway, and had some trouble getting back on course. So that probably was over 50 miles. On today's ride, there was a total elevation gain of 1,955 feet. There were two major climbs. The first one was 0.44 miles in length, with an elevation gain of 180 feet and an average gradient of 7%. And the second major climb was 0.57 miles in length, with an elevation gain of 230 feet and an average gradient of 7%. My average speed on today's ride was 16.4 miles per hour, and I had a maximum speed of 37.1 miles per hour. I think that maximum speed was probably coming down the hill off of that second climb. I got going pretty quick. There were some technical turns in the road, and finally I did end up braking, but I tried to take that section as fast as I could, just for the heck of it. My average heart rate on today's ride was 137, with a maximum heart rate of 161. And according to Strava, I burned 1,810 calories and had an average power output of 123 watts. One of these days I may invest in power meter pedals, and then I'll actually have real readings of how many watts I'm putting out. But that is Strava's estimate, so I'm going with it. In terms of where I rode today, the entire ride was in New Jersey. I started off in Garwood, rode through Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, Berkeley Heights, Gillette, Sterling, Millington, Bernards, Basking Ridge, Liberty Corner, Pluckerman, Somerset, Raritan, Somerville, Bridgewater, Boundbrook, Middlesex, Newmarket, Plainfield, Fanwood, Scotch Plains, Westfield, and back to Garwood. This particular route I don't much care for, because there was a couple of miles of gravel riding. I know gravel is the next big thing in bicycle riding, but it's not my thing. I can't go as fast. Don't have the the sure traction that I have on good pavement. And on this particular gravel road, it looked as though some sort of tractor had been riding up and down the road and kind of pressed ridges into the gravel. And so when I did get going pretty good at one point, it made for some really painful bumpy sections. But I only ride this route once in a while when I'm training for some sort of an event. So I guess once in a while it's not so bad. It's not bad enough that it's worth deleting. It also takes me, at one point, it wants me to turn onto somebody's private property. You'll see that on that gravel section, I made a left turn at one point, then turned around and came back. That was because I was not about to cut through somebody's farm, which was exactly what the route would have me do. As I mentioned, I am considering changing the name of the channel from Alan's Biking Adventures to Alan's Cycling Adventures. I'll go ahead and post a comment and pin it at the top. So if you're interested in responding, giving me your opinion on what the channel should be called, go ahead and reply to that comment, and I look forward to seeing your replies. Well, that was a fun, successful ride, and it was a beautiful day for a ride, too. It turns out I did ride that route once before. The last time I rode it, I made a wrong turn coming out of the Somerville Circle, ended up on a divided highway, and had one heck of a time getting back on course. This time I got it right. Anyway, don't forget to comment below on the name of the channel, if you think it should stay as Alan's Biking Adventures, or if you think Alan's Cycling Adventures is a better, more descriptive title. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, stay safe out there.